everyone! Welcome to PumkinSnatch. How are y'all doing today? So, today's video is another scary story time. Again, brought to you by Snarled. I like her storytelling and animation, so make sure you guys check her out. If you like today's video, comment below, like the video, and subscribe, okay? You can find all of my additional information in my link tree. So, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into it, okay?
Hi, I'm Stephanie Strange. Want to hear something scary?
Yeah.
Red is dead.
Really, that's my favorite
Doctors
color.
take an oath to help people, no matter the circumstances. But what happens when the roles reverse?
Oh,
Dr. Polinsky was walking out of the hospital when a nurse called for help. She was exhausted from a double shift and just
yeah,
wanted to
but
get home.
that's rough.
But her kind nature got the better of her. She
Oh.
rushed back inside and saw that a victim of a chemical accident needed immediate abdominal surgery.
Wow, really?
Dr. Polinsky jumped right in. Halfway through surgery, the doctor noticed the patient's blood was a strange color. She called over another doctor
color.
to observe. Suddenly, torrents of blood started spewing from the patient's guts.
Oh,
The
no.
room was dripping and no one could control it. The man died on the table. Dr. Polinsky pronounced him dead at 11:11 p.m. She
11:11?
placed a red wristband on the man to indicate that the body needed to be transported to the morgue. Dr. Polinsky was exhausted. With her head held low, she entered the elevator. There was just one other woman inside, also going down.
Oh.
As they waited for the doors to close, a patient was shuffling towards the elevator.
It's gonna be a
Dr.
zombie?
Polinsky glanced up and froze in horror. She must
She
be
looks
seeing
tired.
things. She looked again. Then, with sheer panic, she began repeatedly pounding the close the door button.
Oh, yeah.
Just as the patient's bony pale hand reached out towards them, the elevator doors slammed shut. The fellow passenger reprimanded the doctor for being so rude. Why would she not
Yeah.
wait to let the elderly patient in on the elevator? Dr. Polinsky replied, her voice shaking. That patient just died on the operating table. Dr.
Wow.
Polinsky asked if the woman had seen the red wristband on his arm, confirming he was dead. You mean something like this?
Oh.
Passenger said, smiling, revealing her
Oh.
own red wristband. The doctor froze and took a deep breath. That's when she noticed the stench filling up on the tiny space.
Okay.
It was dried blood. Drips of sweat slowly trickled down her face. She tried to open the elevator doors, but while pressing the buttons, the lights went out.
Oh,
All she
no.
could make out in the dark were the woman's glowing red eyes. There was a sudden snapping sound, and the elevator started to freefall. They could see a flash of light every time they passed a floor through the tiny gaps
Whatever
in the
you
doors.
do,
There was
don't
nowhere
jump.
to run. There was no one to hear her scream. The woman got closer to her with every flash of light.
Okay, that
The
would be
doctor backed
horrible.
against the door until the last moment when the elevators came to a stop. Dr. Polinsky racing down the hall, she slammed doors shut while hearing them reopen behind her. Out of breath and at a dead end, she turned around. She was face to face with bulging, blood-red eyes and the crooked smile of the woman from the elevator.
Oh my
The woman
goodness,
reached
she's
out her
fast.
bony pale hand to grab the doctor, whose eyes were locked on her red wristband. And then
Yeah?
she hit the floor.
Boom.
Dr. Polinsky woke up in a daze, laying in a hospital bed. She looked around her frantically for signs of someone she knew. Why was she on a bed? How did she get there? A nurse was writing some
Yeah.
notes down on a clipboard. Dr. Polinsky called the nurse, asking what had happened. Not looking up from her notes, the nurse explained that the maintenance men found her lying on the floor on the elevator. No permanent
Oh,
damage,
wow. They took her
just
back.
a heat stroke. She would be fine.
A
What a
heat
relief.
stroke.
She must have been hallucinating. Nothing had happened after all.
That's
The
a
nurse
pretty
told Dr.
serious
Polinsky she was in good hands
hallucination.
now. And when the nurse turned to face Dr. Polinsky, her red eyes shone as she began to place a red wristband on the screaming patient's hand.
Oh, no. Oh, that's awful. So she
I've
became
been on my
one of
mental
them.
health journey for the last decade, and let me tell you that having mental health issues is something that we all need to take seriously.
That's why it's
Agree.
important to prioritize your mental.
Wow, that was pretty crazy. Imagine if you're like on the elevator and next thing you know, everything is in free fall. That would be awful. Like, I always thought, like, if the elevator falls, um, you can jump at the last minute, but science says you'll turn into a pancake. I kind of want to look for more of these horror stories. I do like when they're animated, but I also like listening to just the audio, so I might mix it up. But do you guys like scary horror stories? I love them. They keep me uh, entertained while I'm studying for class. Alright, guys, this was just a quick story time, scary story time. If you liked the video, like, comment below, and tell me what you would have done. Would you have like tried to fight inside the elevator? Would you have just ran away as well? I probably would have fell over. Alright guys, until the next one,